of course, like right now, it feels like this year you got a lot of stuff coming out. You got Escape the Field here. And of course, there was Emily the Criminal, did
Yeah.
great at Sundance. It's coming out this summer. And
Yeah.
like a number of other projects.
Yeah.
Is there any point where you feel like, oh man, I really need like some downtime. I need a break. Or is it always like, no, just on to the next project?
Yeah, no, I come from a place of like, I've always had to hunt for my dinner, like
Mm,
basically as an extra, starting as like literally under the bottom. I never had the luxury of anybody putting that finger on me and being like, you're the next one. I've never had that. And I've seen it happen, and it's amazing for the people it happens to. It's never happened to me. Mine has always been like, keep swinging, keep punching, keep grinding, keep going. So when you catch a wave, you have to surf it, right? You got to go.
right.
You can't decide that this is the moment to get off the board. So for me, this has been like, a 22-year experiment of like, okay. And it just gets a little easier every time. And this year alone, I know there's a ton of stuff, even stuff that hasn't kind of been announced, and then we're about to direct my first thing. I'm producing this next film, and, all this other stuff. It's like, I know that I don't ever see myself at a part in this career, no matter what I do, that it's ever going to be easier.
Right.
And I say that only because I don't have the one thing that they can't put me in a box. They don't really know how to figure it out, what I do or what is happening or what I play. Right. And anytime they try, oh, he's the villain. And I go, I don't know about that. Let's go play Gene in True Story, or let's go do Emily the Criminal, or let's go do, this other film we have coming out, Dear Zoe, where I play the dad to Sadie Sink. It's like, let's do something like Tyler in Escape the Field. Let's do something where we trick and go, I'm not that. I'm not anything that you think. I want to be everything. And that's kind of where I think that makes it hard for me to maybe have that thing on me. So no, I'm riding that wave. I'm going to continue to ride it. I'm going to continue to be really fortunate to work with a lot of people that I love and respect. And most of my friends, most of the films I work on are friends of mine or people that I know. Most of the TV shows I do are friends or people that I know. And hopefully you look back and you put together a career. My favorite actors in this business, my favorite people, the Philip Seymour Hoffmans, the Jeffrey Wrights, the John Turturros, the John Casals, the Claude Rains, the people who were characters, and that made every scene they were in better, or they tried, right? Turturro walks on the screen, you go, oh, this is gonna be a good scene, regardless. Tucci walks on, oh, this is gonna be a good scene. I know it already. That's what Seymour Hoffman did. That's what good artists do. And it's not about, there's no ego. They're not saying, why am I not the one on the other side of that? They're just saying, I want to elevate what's going on in the situation I'm in. And that's all I'm trying to do. And we'll see what happens. I'm curious myself. But yeah, you only have a short window. This life's over in a blink. I mean, I got to keep doing what I do.
Yeah, totally. A true character actor. Definitely. I get you. No, that's really good. Now I've heard you explain your approach to acting is that you see yourself as an empty vessel and the character fills you. Yeah. When you get to an end of a project, is there like a kind of coming down or disassociation from the character, or is it something that's just like, okay, yeah, that was fun?
If there's a finality to it, it's easier. So if the character doesn't exist anymore, right? If the person's killed, then it's a little easier. But no, I'm not one of those people. Like the second it's done, it's done. There's habits that kind of stick for a minute. Like, I make playlists of music for every one of my characters, or I eat the way I think they would eat, or I watch TV shows that I think they would watch, or I try to exist within, whatever their level is of income or life. So it's like certain habits I keep, I have playlists for all my characters. I still listen to some of them, because I then pick up the music and I enjoy it. So there's good things that stick with me. And then there are really fun things that I find when I'm playing people that, or existing in these people that I kind of add into my own life, where I'm like, oh, that was cool. Like that's smart. I didn't think about that. And then it just kind of adds into maybe what I'm doing in my downtime. But again, I don't know. I always say that thing where, and I know it makes people unnerved, where I'm like, I don't exist, but I don't. Like right now I'm existing and speaking to you, and I'm this person. And right after we're done, I'm going to go take the dog out and I'm going to be with Juno. And that's kind of what I'm going to exist in. And then I'm going to go hang with my kid who's home from school, and I'll be dad. And it's like, so I'm always something else.
Right.
And when I'm fortunate to get to go play these characters, I get to go be them for a little while.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm, FaceTiming with my kids while I'm doing it, and I'm being dad. So it's like I just try to, whether it be I'm playing a character or I'm, I guess, Theo, I'm being in the moment of whatever I'm doing. And if I can stay in that moment of whatever I'm doing, whether it be here right now or playing the character, I've won the day. I just got to be in that moment of the second that we're doing something.
Yeah, definitely always filling the role that you're meant to be filling at the time.
That's right.
That's a profound way of looking at things. Definitely. Now, of course, you played some iconic characters, like Juice, Ghost, Shades. Are some of these characters you're like, oh, this is awesome. This character is going to be great hearing yelled down the street by some fan?
Love it. Yeah. I love that. I love hearing the one word names, because again, I think the thing that is like the record scratching is when someone's like Theo. I'm like, oh, don't do that. But when they say like Ghost or Shades or, hey, you're like the zombie thing. And I'm like, yeah, what's up? Or Gene, oh my God, behind the scenes, Gene. And it's like, I love that, because that means that character had an impact on them, right? I always say, to my wife and to my other friends, if I watch a movie and I didn't know the character's name, what happened there, right? Like, it's like, I should know who I'm watching, right? I should hopefully that character hit me where I remember their name, because that was the impact it made. So I look at it like such a compliment. It's such a compliment that someone remembers the name of the person you played, not just you're that guy or you're that person from this show. They're literally saying the name.
Yeah.
And that means that it resonated on another level with them. So that hopefully means that I facilitated my job with them giving me their time.
No, totally. Well, that is pretty awesome. That is really awesome. Now, of course, one other thing that inhabits part of your life right now is the Theory podcast, which morphed into Reaper Reviews.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Theory became its own thing on Patreon.
Yeah.
I know you guys have been going through all the episodes of Sons of Anarchy, and I checked. You're getting pretty close to the end.
Close. Yeah, we just did 706, season 7, episode 6 last night or something, 2 nights ago.
Yeah. So what's the plan when you get to the end?
Well, I'm going to tell you, I'm doing something tomorrow with a large amount of the audience. We're going to do a giant Zoom. I don't know how it's going to work. And I'm going to ask them, because the truth is, when Sons is over, we talk about a lot of things on that show. We have a blast. We have this like giant YouTube audience, and we don't really post to YouTube. We just do clips. And then we have, obviously the podcast and the audio one that's available everywhere. And then we have the entire Patreon page, which is just enormous and great. So what does it look like when Sons is over? Well, I'm going to ask the people who actually pay attention to it, because, the trick, to give you a kind of preview of what I'm going to say, the trick is that I have no interest in speaking about, I guess, anything topical, which is what I guess a lot of people listen to, right? The reason they listen to a lot of podcasts, and the reason they listen is they want to hear people's opinions. But I don't have opinions. I don't have any opinions, because opinions give you adversaries. So I just have knowledge of my experiences. but I have no interest in talking about those, because if you get to know me on that level, then you're not going to believe me as a character.
Right.
So I'm in this bit of a conundrum, as you might say, where I don't, for the protection of the characters I play, I don't want to ever talk about myself. I guess it's why I don't really ever post pictures of myself, because I think that's silly. Right. And no, not for me, silly for me, not for other people.
Yeah, of course.
Because then if the more you get to know about me, the less you're going to get to believe me as this court jester that I'm doing. I'm trying to entertain you. So I need to hide and then come out when I'm entertaining. Right.
Yeah.
And so I've been fortunate where I don't have an ego that I need to maybe do that stuff. So I'm going to ask the audience of what they think. And maybe there's something else they want to, but I'm not going to talk about the stuff that I guess people talk about. You know, I'd love to. I don't know. I've thought about this a million times and I don't know. Maybe it'll end, maybe it won't. I don't know. It just depends on what the next step is.
All right. Well, I hope that you guys find out exactly what it is, what the next step is, because you and Kim are great together. So
thank you.
That'd be awesome. And I really look forward to more people getting to check out this film, Escape the Field, coming out on May 6th. Fantastic movie. Really enjoyed it. And I love all the characters that you play. So I guess you got a good thing going with this whole being being an empty vessel. I like it.
Being an empty vessel. I'm going to continue to try that. Right now, I'm going to go be a filled vessel because I see my wife outside picking vegetables. So I'm going to join in. And,
all righty.
And I'm going to do that. I'm going to be the farmer for a minute. So I appreciate
that sounds good.
You. Thanks for your time, and go enjoy your day and keep doing what you're doing.
All right. Thank you very much, man. Have a great day.
Thank you, brother. Bye.